So as we get ready for homecoming and senior day here 2023, just wanted to send a little message out to my senior class. This senior class is my first full recruiting class. The first group of young women that I had the opportunity to spend a year to 2 years recruiting as a new coach here at Mansfield. And they were the first group to commit to Mansfield 2.0 and trying to change the culture. And I just want to give a quick recap of some of those memories of when I first recruited them or saw them. I remember Taylor Luckenbill. I remember seeing her at Columbia, Maryland. I had a buddy recruiting with me at another field, and he texted me and said, "You have to come see this center back." And I said, "No, just take notes. I'll recap later." And he called me and said, "No, you have to come see her." And that was the initial moment when I first got to see Taylor, and was like, "Yeah, real deal." And then get to recruit her from that moment on. And Faith Cameron, I was actually going to see her team at FC Delco play, and looking at a teammate of hers who wasn't there that day, and I was like, "Oh well, I'll just hang out and watch anyways." And I see this goalkeeper communicating, organizing the back line, distributing. I honestly don't know if she made a save that day, but her communication and her distribution was just next level, and that's where I got to meet Faith. Britland Higgins, FC Ballyhoo Club. And funny story about getting to recruit Britland, the club team I was coaching was actually set to play her in a tournament. And I remember coaching my club team, but complimenting Britland as she ran up and down the field against my club team and encouraging her and cheering her on as I was coaching against her. That was a funny and a special moment to get to coach against a young woman I was recruiting and kind of have that connection. Bailey Dockman, interesting story about recruiting her is she was initially in the recruiting process as a goalie. And again, my club team had played against her. She played out of her mind in goal, even though I think we won by 8 goals. And she came to an ID clinic, did the goalie part, and just asked if she could hang around for the field player segment. I said, "Sure." And she played out of her mind in the field player segment. And I said, "Bailey, what would you think about being a field player?" And that was kind of my recruiting memory. Maddie Reiner, Ole Valley High School, and her high school team was not super successful, but I remember watching her high school team play and seeing this composed, skillful young woman trying to do her best with the team around her. And that spoke to her character, not only her skill set, but her character. And I said, if she can thrive in that environment, I want her part of this family. Kylie Boyer, one of my big recruiting memories of her was watching her play for her club team in a state cup game. It was freezing cold at McDevitt High School, and it was late in the day. And she just dominated the midfield and was getting on the ball and connecting these passes. She might have already committed by then, but that's a memory that really sticks out to me of watching Kylie play. Grace Long, I had the honor to coach Grace in club, to know her growing up in high school and to see her develop as a young woman. And so just seeing her from a young age come all the way up through is a special recruiting memory. For Emily Smith, I remember watching her play all the way up at Saratoga, New York, Mad Dog tournament, and this little winger cutting inside, getting on the ball, shifty dribbles, and I still remember when she committed. I was at another tournament recruiting. I remember she called me. I pulled right off to the side of the road. Parker Moss is out of Elmira High School. Missed her in the initial recruiting process. I mean, I knew about her, but she didn't commit in the initial recruiting process. And then blessed that she was in the transfer portal, and so that she got to come in. She's graduating in 3 years, killing it academically. And so that's how I got to recruit Parker. And Maggie Ernst out of Millville, she actually came up to me at a tournament I was recruiting when she was just there to watch a friend of hers play, and said, "Hey coach, I'm interested in transferring in from another school." Again, it was the COVID year, so her freshman year was difficult at her first school. And I found out, I did my research. She's a track kid, a soccer kid from Millville. and was like, yeah, come on in. So those are the memories of getting to meet this class and my initial class. And these young women, I just owe them so much. They've been through it here. They came in their freshman year as the COVID year. They didn't get a normal freshman year, but they grew through that. Their sophomore year then was like a freshman year, but with 6 or 7 more new women coming in as true freshmen. So it's been a non-traditional time for them in their 4-year span. But they've committed to our core values of growth, and they've grown every single year. I believe they're a reason a lot of the current recruits are here, because they wanted they've set a culture for the future to come into, a culture in how we play, but also a culture in who we are as people. They've bought into the idea of culture first and led that. And so I just owe them so much. I owe them so much because they have helped transform a program. We're not seeing the results on the record yet in terms of wins and losses, but if you watch how we play and how competitive we are, they are a key reason why. And I will always remember this class and be always so thankful for them. I'm so looking forward to these last 4 games to celebrate them on Saturday and see them play their final games. And then for those coming back for their 5th years, their COVID years, they get to continue that legacy, but they'll always be remembered as this class. So to you seniors in this class, a really heartfelt thank you, and I will always remember you.